Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. In this video today, I'm going to be going over my Canon R10. This is a Canon I bought probably about 6 months ago, and I'm going to give my full opinion on it. First, we're going to go over the specs of the camera, the pros, the cons, and my final thoughts. I'll try not to ramble on too much because I'm going to be going over the main points that stick out in my head on things that I like and that I don't like. This is going to be a it's unpaid, unsponsored video for Canon, and I'm going to be going over my full thoughts and feelings of it. Would I say it's unbiased? Probably not, just because it's the only type of camera I've used, but let's get into it. And let's change over to the Canon so we can actually see what the video sounds like. The Canon R10 comes with a 24.2 APS-C CMOS sensor, which is perfect for wildlife as well as portraits, so you can get the long reach without paying more. It also comes with 15 FPS with mechanical shutter and 23 FPS with electronic shutter, although you're probably going to want to be in mechanical shutter, and 4K 30 FPS and cropped 4K 60 FPS. Now, I would probably go with the 4K 30 because if you go with the cropped, it's going to narrow that view and zoom in a bit more. It all really depends on your application. All right, so now that we've gone over what the specs are, let's first go over the pros and we'll go over kind of how we came to this spot. Now, when I say that, first I start out with a Canon T3i. My brother had given it to me because I'd want to start in photography, and I didn't really want to shell out the money for a camera. His was kind of sitting in his closet, not really being used, so I borrowed it for about a year. And at that time, I had also got a Canon 40D. So I had those two cameras, and I was learning photography and all about how, shutter speed, ISO, all that. It was my basis, my foundation. And then one day, I decided it was time to try something new. I had been with those two cameras probably going on 2 years, maybe a little longer, and it was time for a change. I looked at the used market. I looked at, the Canon R5, R100, and the R50. Now, I chose the R50 because the price point was right. I had bought it off of a new used from Amazon, and I quite enjoyed it. The pictures came out great, but the big issue with it, and it was almost an unforgivable issue, is that the grip is horrible. It's really small, and it's hard to handle. And that was kind of a deal breaker for me, because if you're going out and you're shooting for a whole day, and I don't have big hands. I have pretty average size hands. But if you're going out for a whole day and you have to grip it so tight, it makes it a horrible experience. 1 picture, 2 pictures, fine. But any more than that, and I really didn't like it. And if I'm going to shell out that much money, and in the camera world, that's really not that much money, but for me, that was a lot. And it was kind of a little unforgivable. So I took it back. I didn't like it. And then I went on a used website, henrys.com, and I saw this camera, the one that you're seeing the video for right now. And I quite enjoyed it. So I saw the price for the Canon R10 on Henry's, and it was used like new, and it was pretty well the same price as the R10 that I bought off of Amazon. Amazing deal. I got it in an instant. And long story short, it kind of got lost in the mail and there was a whole mess around. And I even got a little bit of a steeper discount. I think it was about $950 for the R10 with the 18 to 55 lens, which I think is a great deal. And I think most people would agree with me. So I learned quite a few things while going on this camera system. And you know what? Some of the pros is that it shoots fast. It shoots 10 frames per second, and even faster if you're shooting JPEG, I believe. And that's perfect for wildlife. And that's my big thing. I shoot wildlife. I really enjoy doing it. And I also shoot family pictures. So I'm not out there making, $100,000 doing big studio shoots or anything like that. Which is why I think this review is very relatable, because there's not very many people doing that. Let's face it. Especially with how AI is kind of going on and all that stuff. But that's a whole other thing. So this camera suited my needs. It shoots 4K video, which is perfect for sports. My kid loves to do sports. It shoots fast burst for animal photography, which I love. That's everything I need right there. And the ergonomics, the handle, it's good. Like it's a much better upgrade. Let's put it there. But my pinky, it just kind of falls off a bit. And I'm not a huge fan of it. So we're going to put that as good. Not great, but good. I know there's things you could put on it. There's cages. I could have put a cage on my R50 when I had it. But like, you're already shelling out so much money. If you really don't like it that much and you have to shell out more money just to make it usable, like, what are we doing here? Really? But that's fine. I can live with that. I can live with my pinky falling just a little bit. And I have a 3D printer. I could probably find a 3D printed cage I could throw in it, and that'll be fine. Maybe we'll look into that in the future. But for now, it's good. So some of the things, what else did I like about this camera? I mean, what else do you need? It shoots RAW. It can shoot RAW and JPEG, which is great. I mainly shoot compressed RAW because I find that's the perfect amount. It helps with the burst speed and the capture on the actual card. And that's really all you need. There's presets and things like that. Some people might find use of it. I don't want to use those mainly because I like to set my own settings on Lightroom. So that really doesn't matter a whole ton to me. Now let's go into some of the cons. I mean, because I think we all need to understand what we're getting into when we're buying such an expensive camera like this or any of the other ones. So it says it has pre-capture, but it lags the camera. I don't know what it is about pre-capture, but the R10 hates it. Absolutely hates it. And so it's pretty much unusable as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody in the comment section below, if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me. But as far as I'm concerned, pre-capture is unusable. Next, the battery life. The battery life is atrocious. I mean, I read that the battery life wasn't great, and the battery life is great and not great in most mirrorless cameras, especially the entry-level ones. So I got 2 more right off the bat. And that's fine, but if I'm recording like I'm recording right now, and I don't know the battery's about to die, and it just goes, it's ruined. It's happened a few times, not a ton, not enough that makes me want to, throw it in and get something else, but it has happened. Another con to the Canon R10, not weather sealed, which, I mean, it's fine. We're at a beginner and entry level camera, but like today I wanted to go out and shoot wildlife because I'm on my day off and I can't do it. I mean, I can, but I don't want to risk the camera getting wet. It's not my, you're spending so much money, right? Like, what am I going to do there? Am I going to go out there and risk maybe wrecking the camera, or maybe getting, if I'm using a lens like right now, like the 50mm 1.8, am I going to risk maybe the potential of mold or water getting in there? No. So that's a con, although it's an understandable con because we're not paying the extra, right? I'm sure there's definitely some systems that come with weather sealing, but I like the burst speed and I like, how the camera functions. So, you're weighing the pros with the cons. What else? I think those are my only main 2 or 3 cons. Other than that, I really like this camera. It's rugged, it's solid, rugged being until you get to those 2 cons, but it's a great camera. Now, this is a perfect camera. You know what? I believe with how things have kind of scaled that you could probably use this camera for professional work. Now, granted, it doesn't have the dual card slot. Now, I'm not putting that as a con because it clearly states it that you're not getting dual card, and you shouldn't expect dual card. I mean, if you go with the R7, which is more expensive, then yeah, obviously you get what you pay for. But this one is perfect. The video's great. Like right now, I hope you can see that there's maybe a clear difference. All I did was change from my iPhone 16 over to the camera. I think there's a clear difference. And the pictures are beautiful. It's an awesome camera. I think this is a great camera for anyone just getting into photography or anyone who's looking for maybe a backup camera. And it'll last you a long time. And so when you go, like, cameras are so funny, right? Because I paid, like, if you're paying $300 to $500, you're getting probably a DSLR and a good DSLR, but doesn't have the same amount of megapixels, and it's not got the same burst rate. So then you spend more, and now we're at the R10 spot where you get a steep upgrade for, a pretty decent amount of money for that you're spending, but it's worth it. And then when you get to the other ones, I mean, it depends on the amount of work you're doing, but really it kind of peters off to the amount of functionality that you get with it. And it's going to depend on your use case. But if you're just, again, a family person, someone who's using this as a hobby or for YouTube videos, this is what you want. Oh, it also doesn't have in-body camera stabilization, but again, you get what you pay for here. The R7 does, so I'm not knocking it against it. It would be nice, but again, you're paying more money for those features. I know Sony does it with some of their APS-C cameras, but once again, they're more expensive. But you're getting those features, so give and take. Pro, con, I don't know, it's up to you. But that's it. I've rambled on long enough now to give you an understanding of this camera. Is it going to be the video that makes you decide whether you want it or not? Possibly. I would recommend it, really. Is there better cameras? Most definitely. But it all depends on your budget, right? If you don't know if you want to get into photography, maybe don't buy this camera. Buy a DSLR. You can buy a 7D for like $300 Canadian, and that is a great camera. It's a lot more manual because, of course, it's a DSLR, and you're not getting the viewfinder right in the actual mirrorless system, which is nice, but it will give you an understanding of the fundamentals of photography at a bottom dollar price point, and then you can decide if you want to take it a step further. Now, if you have experience with cameras and you know you like photography, maybe you are in a 7D or like I was with a T3i or something like that, then absolutely, I would highly suggest upgrading. And you know what? You can even use all your lenses with an attachment that I have on mine that you can use EFS lenses or EF lenses with the mirrorless system, so you don't have to switch to RF. It's a little bit of money, you're probably paying about $80 for that little attachment, but I think it's great. I think it's completely worth it because if you consider the price of RF lens compared to EF with just an attachment, it's a steal. Like really, we're talking 24 millimeter f2.8 versus 28 millimeter f2.8 RF. The 24 millimeter, you could probably get used for $100 Canadian, $150 Canadian, and the RF version you're probably paying $400. And if you're on a budget, the 24 millimeter f2.8 I've heard is a great lens. It's awesome. Even this 50 millimeter that we're on right now, it's EF as well, and it's what? Again, about $100. I think it's even cheaper, possibly, maybe $80, and you get awesome pictures from this. I'm going to be posting a lot of pictures as we go along, so it kind of goes without saying. But I said it, so there you go, whatever. And I think that's it. So that's it for me. I hope and I think that's it. I hope this gave you some sort of insight on cameras, because cameras are a tricky thing. If you watch a lot of the videos out there, not every video, we won't say that. You don't want to be in absolutes, but a lot of videos, they tell you it's perfect. Every single camera, is great and you need to buy it. Like the Osmo Pocket, oh my gosh, it's so good. And the R7, like you need this. R5 Mark II or 3, like what are we doing here? You need this camera. Don't mess around with the other ones. They all kind of give you the hype, anything to open your wallet, right? But I think I gave you a great long-term review of how I found this camera, and hopefully you were able to get something from this. Anyways, I'm rambling. Once again, my name is Dylan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully the weather's nicer and we can actually get out there and do some wildlife. Thank you. Take care.